Beloved learners, welcome to Black Slides. This is the platform. This is the online secondary school which offers lessons in the sciences. The sciences being offered at Msce. So if you are watching this video on YouTube for the first time, consider subscribing to the channel. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of our future videos. Alright, so consider subscribing and also invite your friends wherever they are. Invite as many friends as you can so that they can join us on this platform and learn. We are grooming and preparing our students to face the 2026 Msce exams, and our target is to get an accumulative number of distinctions of no less than 100. Distinctions cumulatively. Cumulatively simply means all the sciences, distinctions in all the sciences added up together. We have done this before. Our track record is good from 2023, when Black Slides was just a tuition provider, but now it's a full online secondary school. All right, you may also wish to get full access to our lessons on the Black Slides online secondary school platform learning system. All you have to do is contact me on these numbers and find out the details. I'll be glad to share the details with you so that an arrangement can be made for you to join our classes. Without much ado, welcome to the topic of the day. Today we look at a biology topic called excretion. And in particular, we are going to be looking at the human excretory system with great emphasis on the kidney. So watch the video up to the end. If you are a registered student, you are learning on our learning management system called Black Slides. You also have full access to notes there. You find notes there. All you have to do is log in into your class and download the notes right there. All right, so once again, my name is Mr. Pochilola, your teacher on this platform. We teach the sciences on this platform. All right, we give adequate examination tips so that all our students must pass Msce very well with distinctions in all the subjects. Right, so what are the objectives that we intend to achieve? Would like to achieve the following objectives. All right, by the end of this lesson, our topic, because we can just address a few areas, then the lesson will continue. So this is lesson number 1. Students should be able to define excretion and differentiate it from egestion. There is a common misconception among students to think that excretion and egestion or defecation are the same. Essentially, no, they are not. Egestion, such as defecation, is not an excretory process. So we are going to define the two, making sure that you can tell the difference between the two. They will ask you in your MSc exams, explain the difference between excretion and egestion. So this lesson serves to show you the differences between the two. Identify and describe the main excretory organs in the human bodies, in humans. Identify and describe the main excretory organs in humans. All right. There are a number of excretory organs or organs that are designated to remove waste from our bodies. So what are those? Okay, so you should know the name of the organs and the waste they remove from the body. Then you should be able to explain the structure and function of the kidneys. I think in this lesson number 1, we are going to go as far as this objective. But when we are back, we are going to look at the process of urine formation, as well as understand the role of the kidney and the lungs in excretion. All right, additionally, we are going to look at the working of the dialysis machine. I think at the very end, it should be in lesson number 3. Once again, my name is Mr. Paul Chilola, and I have the privilege to welcome you, both old and new students, to this platform. All right, some important concepts that you need to be familiar with. One of the key concepts in this lesson or topic is the term excretion. Excretion is defined as the removal of metabolic waste from the body. Our body makes a lot of waste every day through metabolism. Metabolism is simply the chemical reactions taking place in your body right now, reactions. All right. For example, respiration, deamination, and other reactions. Those produce waste, which, if not removed from the body, they will begin to cause problems. You get sick. Hence the need to remove them. So the process of removing them is called excretion. Examples of such waste, there are many of them. For example, sweat. You have sweat. Urine. All these are examples of metabolic waste. Salts, even water. There are some reactions that produce water, and this water must be removed from the body. Uric acid, and many others. Take note that I have not mentioned feces among these, because the removal of feces in the body from the body is not excretion, but egestion. The kidneys that deal with excretion or that remove waste in the body include kidneys, lungs, skin, and the liver. These are called excretory organs. Excretory organs. kidney. The main parts of the kidney are called the cortex. We shall see in a diagram shortly. Medulla, the pelvis, and the filtration unit called the nephron. The process of urine formation includes filtration, reabsorption, and secretion. We are going to look at the details of this. Kidneys are meant to serve one major function, which is to maintain what is called homeostasis. Homeostasis is the balance in the internal environment of the body, the chemical balance in the internal part of the body, the chemical composition of your body. There must be the right amount of water, there must be the right amount of salt, there must be the right amount of almost everything. So that process, the balancing act, is known as homeostasis. And the kidneys maintain the right amount of water and the salt balance. Another word for this is called osmoregulation, which we will talk about later. I hope we are together so far. My name once again is Mr. Paul Chilola, your teacher. I'm so glad that we are together. We are chasing distinctions. That's what we are doing. We are chasing nothing but distinctions. Want as many students as possible get distinctions in the sciences, chemistry, physics, biology, and mathematics. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do yourself some good by subscribing, so that every time I upload a new video, you become the first to know. The first objective in our list of objectives is to define excretion and differentiate it from egestion. So what is excretion then? Excretion is defined, and we are going to confine our understanding of the process, confine it to this definition here. Excretion is the removal of metabolic wastes. Metabolic wastes are products of chemical reactions inside cells. Chemical reactions inside cells include respiration, deamination, formation of glycogen, and the others. So these processes form wastes which are harmful to the body. Therefore, they have to be removed. The process by which this is done is called excretion. Examples of such wastes are urea, urea is CO, open brackets, NH, close brackets, a subscript of 2, and then we have carbon dioxide, CO2, and salts such as sodium chloride. These are toxic substances if they are in excess in the body. Therefore, they need to be removed from the body by a process called excretion. Egestion, on the other hand, is the removal of undigested food from the digestive tract. Such undigested food is feces. That's why you go to the toilet. So you go to the toilet in order to download the feces by a process called defecation. By a process called defecation. So by now you know the difference between excretion and the defecation. The products of excretion include urea, or some say urea, carbon dioxide, excess salts, and also water, some water. When you sweat, you are actually removing some excess water which is not needed at the time. Feces is not an excretion product. Feces is not a product of excretion. It's an undigested food. So the removal of feces from the body is called egestion. From the word egest, or release. Excretion removes urea, carbon dioxide, and the excess salts by different organs. All right, so I want you to think as a task, as your activity, to list down, list examples of waste products from digestion and metabolism. Just list, share with me in the comments section there. I'll be glad to see your points. All right, so list examples of waste products from digestion and from metabolism. Remember, metabolism are the chemical reactions taking place in your body. They produce urea, carbon dioxide, and the excess salt, as well as water. I mentioned earlier on that excretion, the main goal of excretion is to maintain homeostasis, which is the balance between water and salt in the body, while egestion is simply disposal of indigestible material, feces. So take note of the difference between the two. So thank you very much. We have answered to the first objective there. The second objective is to identify and describe the main excretory organs in humans. So what organs remove waste in our bodies? Kidneys. Kidneys remove urea, excess water, and salts. So through urine. So urine contains these substances: urea, excess salt and salts, excess water and the salts, as well as what is called uric acid. So when you go to wee-wee, you are basically principally removing urea, wastewater, and salts. Another one is lungs. Lungs remove carbon dioxide and water vapor. All right. So when you are exhaling air, you are actually releasing carbon dioxide from your body, which would otherwise be toxic if you allowed it to accumulate, and the water vapor as well. These are the products of a process called respiration. Another one which you may have overlooked, but it's very, very important, is the skin. The skin removes water through sweating. It also removes salt and small amounts of urea through sweat. So urea can also come out of the body through the skin, apart from being removed through the kidneys. Then the other one is the liver, which detoxifies harmful substances and breaks down amino acids. Remember that it is the liver that deaminates excess proteins or removes amino acids from excess proteins. So when those are broken down, they form urea, which has to be removed either through the kidneys or through the skin. So the main function of the liver, therefore, is to detoxify. To detoxify is to remove toxins, poisons. For example, if you drink alcohol, the liver is going to break the alcohol molecules into something else so that it is made less harmful. An example of a harmful substance is alcohol. Don't consume alcohol. It's going to kill you by destroying or damaging your liver. So I want you to draw a table with organs versus their waste products. Just to draw one column, you should have organs, and the other column, you should show the waste that they remove. Welcome to the third objective, where we are looking at the structure and function of the kidneys. I mentioned earlier on that the kidney consists of the cortex, which is the outer layer, the medulla, which is the middle, medulla for middle, and the pelvis, which is the inner collecting area. Take note. So we have cortex, medulla, which is the middle part, the pelvis, which is the inner collecting area. The main functional unit, the part of the kidney which works 24/7, is called the nephron. Should anything go wrong with the nephron, your kidneys are dead. So the nephron includes two main components, rather four main components. The nephron has what is called the glomerulus, the Bowman's capsule, the tubules of convolution, and the collecting duct. These are the main parts of the nephron. You see this in a diagram as we look at the structure of the nephron later on. So kidneys carry out filtration of blood. Kidneys filter blood and reabsorb useful products, useful substances such as proteins and vitamins, and then secrete waste. State any three functions of the kidney is to filter blood, to reabsorb useful substances such as proteins and vitamins, and to secrete or to release waste. So as an exam tip, you'll be required to draw a well-labeled diagram of a nephron. Nephron. All right, so we mentioned earlier on that the kidney consists of a number of parts. All right, so it has the pelvis, the pyramid. This is the artery known as renal artery, And then we have renal vein. So we have two types of renal tubes or vessels: renal artery, renal vein, the renal capsule. Renal means having to do with urine. And then we have ureter. Ureter, don't confuse this with urethra. Urethra is a different tube that takes urine from the urinary bladder, while this one carries urine to the urinary bladder, ureter. There's ureter and urethra. Urethra is an exit point. And then we have the renal pelvis. And then we have the renal pinaris, and then the renal pyramid. I think earlier on I mentioned the fact that a kidney has a cortex, which is the outer layer. Yeah, so let's show that. Oh my God. All right, sorry for the crashing of my screen. These things happen, but welcome back anyway. Welcome back. All right, so we're saying that the kidney has the cortex, which is the outer layer. The cortex, the outer layer, then the medulla, which is the middle, and the pelvis, which is the inner collecting area. All right, so let's go back. So this must be the cortex. This is the cortex. Yeah. So that's the cortex. Then we have the middle, which is the medulla. The middle. So the central part is the medulla. And then the pelvis. Yeah, so that's what we have. Master the parts of the kidney. And we said that the main functional part of the kidney is the nephron. So this here is the structure of the nephron. Make sure you know the structure, the parts, and we are going to look at these parts as we discuss how the nephron works to filter blood, to reabsorb useful products such as vitamins and minerals, vitamins, and proteins, and then how it removes urine from the body. So just master for now the parts. So the main parts, we have the Bowman's capsule over here, the guy, the famous guy, Bowman's capsule, and then we have the glomerulus, then we have the afferent arterioles, and then we have the proximal convoluted tube, Fibula. Then we have the descending limb, and then the guy here, the loop of Henle. And then we have the collecting tube, which takes urine away from the kidney to the urethra, to the ureter. Okay, thank you very much. My name once again is Mr. Pochilola. I've been your teacher, and I enjoyed teaching this topic to you as much as you enjoyed learning from me. All right, so we've addressed a number of objectives. So we've looked at definition of excretion and the egestion. We have identified and described the main excretory organs in humans. We just started looking at the explanation of the structure and function of kidneys. We are yet to discuss the process of urine formation and later understand the role of the skin and lungs in the excretion. Of course, the very end, we are going to look at the problems associated with kidneys, which are such as kidney failure, for example. We'll talk about this and then look at solutions, such as the use of the dialysis machine. Bye-bye for now. My name is Mr. Pochiro. I'll meet you in the main class. Bye-bye once again. Subscribe to the channel. It's for your own good. Bye-bye.